Hi, I'm Jonas, and today I'm going to show you how to use our cloud services on your Raspberry Pi and deploy your first task to it. The good news is it's super easy and it can be done in under a minute. You will need a Raspberry Pi 3 or 4, an SD card, and an Ethernet cable to plug your device into the Ethernet. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to head over to our website, alpico.io, and click the button right here, or we can directly navigate to app.alpico.io. We're going to be asked for a username. If I type in an existing account like mine, it's going to ask me to log in using my password. If I want to create a new account like a guide account, I'm going to hit submit. It's going to ask for an email and a password. Hit create, and we're on the main page. Here we can create fleets by using this button. Fleets are a group of devices that share configurations and software, a feature spotlight, and a feedback form for you to give us feedback. So let's create our first fleet. We're going to hit this button right here, or go here, create a new fleet. This is going to be our first fleet, and we can give this a description. These can be changed later as well. Hit submit, and if we reload the page, we will find our new fleet. Hit view to go to the single fleet view. Here we find the devices tab. There are no devices here yet. We're going to deploy 3 of them in just a second. We have tasks. We're going to look into those in just a second as well. Channels to get information from the devices, and configurations to change name, description of the fleet, or delete it entirely. So let's deploy our first device. I have 3 Raspberry Pis here, and I'm going to hit add a new device, select the machine, and we can choose between an image for a Raspberry Pi 3 or 4, or a generic text image, which is currently not recommended to use. Since I have Raspberry Pi 3s here, I'm going to use this image. Hit download. It's going to download the image. It's very small, and it's a Linux image with our software on top of it. Once we have downloaded it, we can head over to the Raspberry Pi Imager. This is just a standard software to flash SD cards to be used with Raspberry Pis. For Raspberry Pis, we're just going to choose no filtering. And for the operating system, we're scrolling all the way to the bottom, say use custom, and hit the image we just downloaded. Storage, choose the SD card you have plugged in, hit next. You can't apply custom settings. We are fine with it being erased. Enter our password, and it's going to write the files to the SD card and verify that everything went well. Once that's done, I'm going to do it with 2 more SD cards since I have 3 devices, and going to plug them into the Raspberry Pis, turn them on, and then they will show up on our web app in just a second. Alright, so now the devices are booting with our image, and once they're up, they're going to show up in our device list as unregistered devices. Here they are, 1, 2, and 3. These show up as unregistered devices, so we have to accept them to the fleet. And we do this by pressing on the device, hit accept to fleet, and I do this with all 3 of them. And once we refresh the page, they're going to show up as registered devices. They are currently red because they haven't been talking to our cloud services too much, but they will turn green in just a second. In the meanwhile, we can deploy our first task to the devices. We do this by moving over to the task side of things, hit add a new task, and I'm just going to show a demo task using the splash task. The splash task is simply a task that displays an image that we provide through an URL to the devices. So I'm going to call this one the alpaca picture task, and the output is a URL to an PPM image, and you can just use our example image that we provided. This is our alpaca, and once I have this put in, I can hit submit, and you can see it's showing up on all 3 devices at the same time. That concludes the quick start guide to get the cloud services running on your devices and deploying your first task. I hope you can try it out yourself with your Raspberry Pi, and check out our features in the next weeks and months. Thanks.